Thinking about wanting to cut your hair but not sure if you can pull it off, or if you want to start doing your own short hair quick weaves at home to save you some money, this is the video for you. I remember the first time I tried a shortcut, I was so nervous, but once I got the techniques down, it became so easy. So we're gonna jump right in. I already have my stocking cap laid, and I actually just used this weaving bond gel all over, and on top of that I just sprayed some hairspray just so that it can basically have like this hard cast. As you can see, before we get started, I'm going to take this Pump It Up and I'm going to spray it, because Pump It Up is that OG girl, and definitely the tracks and the glue will adhere so much better. So I'm gonna let that dry while I show you the hair. So I'm gonna be using this Shake and Go Milky Way. This is in the color 1. It's a 27 piece. Oh my goodness, and I have a bunch of hair. So this is the spiral curl. I'm going to show you exactly what all of them look like. I have a bunch of them. To be honest with you, I also have a black because the base will be black. So yeah. So this is the OT30 and it's brown. So I'm going to be doing like a 613, 27, 30 kind of mix. So this is the OT. I just want to make sure the OT30. I also have an OP8642. She looks like this. So I'm going to get like that cute mix. I also have a OP8643. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. This is actually my favorite one. It's so pretty. So I have 2 of the OP8642s. So this will be the main attraction because I have more than the other ones. I'm going to use one of the OP8643, ciao. And then I'm going to be using one of the OT30. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'll be using, but I just wanted to give you the references, well, the number reference of the package. You're going to also need some shears. I also have this shear that I may or may not use just to cut down my sides, but I also do have a razor comb. Razor comb, like I just mentioned. And you want your bonding glue, an extra mirror for the back, and a mirror that's on your desk, but you can't see mine. Mine is out of the view. Pray. And we're gonna jump right in. So I'm not gonna cut off my stocking cap as of yet. I usually just leave that till I lay the tracks, and then I'll just cut off the excess because it's really not that big of a deal. But if you want, you can cut it off before you start to lay your tracks. I'm gonna recap. I'm doing a pack of the 42s. Since we have 2 packs, we're doing 143 and we're gonna do one OT30. You see the color vibes, you see the vibes. So I'm gonna try my best to just, you know, mix it up and have it be a cute little blend, but you know, you see the vibes. So closure in case I don't feel like making one, but most likely I do, because who wants this black thing on top of all this blonde? Please. Oh, and I have a black as well because I wanted to blend in with the sides. The sides are gonna be black, of course. The black is such a vibe. If you haven't seen my tutorial on the hairstyle I did with this hair, I'll definitely link it above. But yeah, the black is a vibe. So we're going to basically just use the black just around, and then once I do 1 or 2 tracks of the black, we're gonna go right into the color. But I actually just braided my hair and I sewed the cap in place. I see a lot of people doing that, and I think it'll help it not pull your edges and just create tension. So yeah, I did that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to track the hair right now. So I just took the 3s out of the 27 piece and I flat ironed them a little bit just to take out that bump, because sometimes you can't see what you're doing. So I'm gonna double my tracks. Now I'm gonna explain to you, the back of my hair is still shaved. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go a little bit higher than that just to ensure that when I cut the hair, it'll give me like that layered effect in the back. I don't want to start all the way down here because that'll defeat the purpose. So I'm gonna start tracking like right here. This is where my braids end. I'm gonna measure from ear to ear. And this is where it's going to lay, and I'm going to cut all of that here anyway. The key to a natural looking quick weave is to lay your tracks properly. So that's why I lay the tracks where I want them to fall. So you're just going to apply the tracks. I'm doubling mine. You can single them if you like. So now that we have our track cut out and we know exactly where we're going to place it, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on this double track, and I'm going to lay it exactly where I said I was, because we know how we want it to fall and how we want it to lay. Now, if you wanted to create a look where you didn't leave any hair out, we would definitely start at like a little above the nape. So I'm just going to put it exactly where I want it to be, which is right on top of my braids, because we're going to cut this and feather it down. It's still winter time and I want to make sure that my head isn't cold. Okay, so I have my second track. So I'm gonna lay the next track right next to that one. Not kissing, so to speak, but they're not too spaced out. Just wanna make sure that it is solidified. If you wanna spray some more, pump it up, you can, because trust me, it'll help a lot. So I'm gonna track right by my sideburns up until the point where the back and my sideburn area will meet, and then I'll do a complete shoe horse or horseshoe. Shoe horse, horseshoe. So I measured both sides and I am doubling the tracks as well. So these are 6 pieces on each side. So if you don't know how to measure from ear to where you want the track to stop, I just literally go like this and I feel where that glue protectant is, and I keep my thumb there, and then I'll just cut right in front of my thumb. So that's how I measure the front. So I'm going to take the double pieces that I cut, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to lay them where I need them to be. So I'm going to take my handheld mirror so that you guys can see as well. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to place it right by my ear. You'll know exactly where to lay your track because the stocking cap will be darker since it has the glue protectant on it. So now that we have one down, I'm going to go to the other side and I'm going to do the same exact thing. And I'm going to track all the way up, and when I get to where the back and the sideburns are leveled, I'll be back to show you exactly how I do my horseshoe. So the tracks are applied to the sideburns, and I definitely know that they are leveled with the ones from the back. So now I'm going to begin my horseshoe. So what I'm going to do is make sure that the tracks are lined up. If they're not, I'm going to cut off the access. And of course, my neighbors always make noise when I'm recording. So now that we have the track, I'm just going to look in the mirror. I know you guys can see. I'm going to line up exactly where this one ends, bring it around, and I'm going to line it where this one ends as well. And then I'm going to cut. We're going to take the track and apply the glue like usual. So we're going to look in the mirror, and I'm going to apply it right here. Okay, and we have it tracked up. I'm just gonna flat iron the rest of the hair. See how it just comes so tight? You don't want it to be straight, you just want to take some of that curl out. So now is the crucial time. You can take clippers. I have clippers here. I probably won't use them just because I'm not in the mood to. But if you want to, if you're more comfortable with that, please do. We're going to start to cut. So I replaced my razors. I got some wrap strips and I got my Nairobi. And I'm going to just use my mirror to look at the back. You guys can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start cutting down. Okay, so around my ear, I want it right here so it can sit. So I'm just gonna keep my fingers where I want the hair to fall, and I want to cut around my ears. So I'm just going to start to chip away. So I'm going to do it in sections. So just take your time. I think the razor comb is easier. Taking my time. I'm starting low and working my way up. And I'm using the side that is smaller. The big side, that's like for longer layers. We're just keeping it real cute today. And I'm just going to see how it fits behind my ear. So I'm going to take my shears and I'm just going to cut around my ear. Just gonna take my time. I'm trying to show you and see what I'm doing at the same time. I have some long straggly pieces, so I'm just gonna chip away at that. Okay. Now I do still have my stocking cap on, so I'm being careful not to cut too much hair off because the stocking cap can look like hair. When it comes to my sideburn area, I kind of like full sideburn, so I'm not gonna go too crazy. So I'm just gonna take a little bit off, but not too much. So just like how I use my ear right here to be my guide, I use my ear again to be my guide. I put my hand down and I just started to feather it down. So it's going to give me that natural bump situation. So when I go in to cutting it all down, we'll be good, okay? You want it kind of like down on an angle so that it's not just sitting there. So I'll take my comb and I'll just follow the shape of my head. I think that's the best way to explain it. So I'm going to put the Nairobi and everything. I just want all the long pieces gone. Of course, we're going to fix it up once we lay it flat, but I just want to make sure that, you know, we get the bulk of the hair out because we're not keeping it. So as you can see, it's like a little, you know, that was a never-ending piece. So it's flowing, it's flowing. So if you want, bend your head and follow the groove of your head, cutting downwards. So I'm gonna take it again and I'm just gonna cut down. So I'm just taking off some bulk. I'm going to feather down a bit just to get my ears free. Just a little bit, okay? So that, you know, it's not too much on the ear. I'm gonna chop away by the ear. So we're gonna comb out the sideburns. So this is my guide because I'm gonna cut more once the hair is flat. So I'm just taking the bigger side of the comb, taking my guide where, remember we created a little layer there. I'm going to just cut it down. So now that we have our guide and, you know, where we want our sideburns and all that cute stuff, I'm going to take off or cut off the excess cap because we're going to start to glue. I do recommend cutting this before, but I didn't want to. Don't close your scissors, just push it. It will definitely cut itself. I'm not closing and opening, I'm just using it like this to cut off the excess. It will cut off on its own. I just need to tighten it up a little bit, like up in here. So I just have to tighten up here. And then of course, I'm gonna ask him to line me up, girl. But let's get into the tracks at the top. No, I'm going to put the Nairobi first. I'm gonna lay the Nairobi so that the hair can be nice and flat. So when we solidify the style, it'll be good to go. So we're just gonna take the Nairobi, I'm gonna tie it down with the wrap strip, and then we're going to do the top and give this a chance to dry. So when we're cutting, we know exactly what we're cutting. So I'm gonna take a black wrap strip and I'm gonna just tie it, okay, so that it could dry like this. We're gonna start with the black and I'm gonna show you, well, I'll walk you through the first one and the rest is self-explanatory. I'm just going to be mixing the colors. So I'm just going to take probably just a horseshoe of it. And then the rest I will save for another time. So yeah, I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to glue the first track. I just want it to be black. The front is going to be blonde, so I'm not worried about the front. I'm really worried about blending the sides and the back. So we're just going to pop it here and here. period. We're going to cut, lay the track, and then we'll move on to the blonde. So we're gonna apply glue on the tracks. We sprayed some Pump It Up, but why not apply a little bit more right before we glue the tracks on? So we're gonna apply the glue like I was saying. And we're going to place it in a horseshoe. My mirror is literally down here, y'all, so hopefully y'all can still, you can see though, you can see. Just hold it here, and I'm gonna actually glue these close together. Okay, so you see a little bit of the vibes. And I just decided to do another horseshoe, and then the rest will be in the front for now. And then when we switch directions, I'll definitely come back and let you guys know. But we are going to just add the black, because remember the hair on the sides are black and you want to make sure everything's blended. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the OT30, and I'm just going to lay it here. I'm so excited. And I'm just gonna keep it double. I'm gonna do it right up on it. Some people don't, they start like back here, but baby, it's windy and who have time to be, you know what I'm saying? You got the cap. So I'm gonna just put it as close to the edge as possible. I'm gonna go in with the 42. Everybody's being doubled because I only have this to work with, so I feel like I should be good because I have 3 of these, the 42. So, ooh, y'all see it? So I'm gonna start taking the tracks around here. So I'm gonna take the OT30. Wait, I can't see y'all, hold on. I'm gonna take the OT30 around because I want to start closing it up. So I'm going to put one here, one here. I want the front to be fuller than the back, obviously, because you know you want all the volume. Well, I want all the volume around. So basically it's a horseshoe in the front, horseshoe in the back, horseshoe in the front, horseshoe in the back, horseshoe in the front, horseshoe in the back, horseshoe in the front, horseshoe in the back. And then we should be able to close it out. I'm gonna create my own closure because I don't want to use a black closure. It's gonna be weird. There's no black here in the middle. So yes, I'm gonna take the OT30, and then I'm gonna take the 43, and then I'm gonna finish off with the 42 that we have left. And then we're gonna begin to cut. I feel like I'm gonna cut my sides first. I'm gonna take the clippers and just create like a little C shape. I feel like I'm not that good with the shears, so I don't want to ruin the hair. I got an oval. It's like that sometimes, right? So I'm gonna take some OT30. I'm gonna take the 242 and the 243s. I have some like scraggly pieces. Just gonna cut them up like if you were doing an invisible part. Matter of fact, I'm gonna cut them up and I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna just place them until I have like a square, and then I'll just make a circle with the closure. Okay, so I have some pieces, so I cut them like little pieces, and I'm just going to stack them. Honestly, I'm gonna take a 30, I'm gonna take a 42, and I'm gonna take a 43, and I'm just gonna stack them, and I'm gonna glue them on each side. Glue it like this, and I'm just gonna place it, because if you do these individually, you're gonna be here all day and it's not necessary. You know what I mean? You could work smarter, not harder. So I'm just gonna get the glue, feel, and I'm just gonna pop it literally right here. So I placed them right here. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Can y'all see? Okay, this is all I have right here, literally where my finger is. So I'm about to make my closure. So I'm wondering if this will be enough, but I know I'm playing around. So, okay, so I think I'm gonna take one, because I do have this left. I actually didn't use all the hair, because this is all I have of the 42s. But once I use it, I'll just have these 2 pieces left of the hair. But maybe I'll tuck them in somewhere, who knows. Okay, so if you don't know how to do a closure, I just put glue all down the track like if you were applying it. And I'm just going to tightly roll it on itself, and I'll come back when I'm done. Okay, so I got it. And you want to make sure that it's even before you hot comb it. This hair is not human, so we're not going to do too much pressing. So this is what you want it to look like. Put some glue, and then I'm going to put some glue in the top. Spray. Okay, so can you see? I'm just gonna pop it right in the center. It fit perfect. So I'm gonna let that dry and set in place, but I'm gonna start to cut the sides. We give the middle time to dry. So we're gonna pin all this out the way. Yeah, we rusty on the sideburns, but I ain't do short hair in about 2 years, 3 years. I don't even know when's the last time. One, guard one, the one guard. Yeah. I'm just doing a little light 1 2 1 2, because when he get here, he's gonna fade up the back and stuff for me. So okay, so I'm gonna switch into a 2. Okay, so I sectioned off the front. This is all the back. So I don't need much length, because you know the back is short inside. I'm gonna take the big side. Yep. Can y'all see it back? Y'all see it? Period. That's what I want. Yeah, this is cute. And this is optional. You could keep it long. Ooh, look at the sides. So effing cute. So effing cute. If you may want to change out your blade, I'm not going to change mine out. Whatever it gives me, it gives me. I'm gonna do the front now. So I'm gonna do the front in stages. This first. Okay. I want to keep the front long. If you know me, I'm gonna comb it out too. Okay. If you know me, you know I love a heavy bang. So I'm gonna cut up. Take some that's here. Ooh, take some of my guide. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna cut up. Even though it's not a lot of black here, it's still cute, so we're fine. Okay, so I did some cutting. I do. Okay. Side profile is eating. Side profile is eating. Eating, baby. Okay. So I don't want to cut it too much. So I'm going to take back my longer pieces. I think I'm gonna just cut it a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a layer here. So I'm just gonna grab the hair. So it's very heavy right here, which is cute still. I just like this like little peekaboo moment, like Shay sides, hey cute, you know, like that. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna take some hair. Alrighty. Okay, we gotta make sure that the long pieces don't overpower the shorter pieces. Like right here, I'm gonna need to do a little cutting, just a little bit. Right here, it's fine. Just a little bit of hair, okay? A little bit more Nairobi. Next side. If you want, you could push up the back and make it look like who's playing with her. See how I pushed up the back? The reason why it has like that rounded effect is because when I was cutting it with the comb, I bent my head and I cut to the shape of my head. When I tied it with the black wrap strip, it actually molded to my head. I'm just gonna tighten it up a little bit and I'm gonna cut to my right. See how that just, and we're gonna, I wanna tighten up right here. I'm gonna cut it one more time. We're gonna cut up to the sky, remember? You see how it's just sitting better? I think this is so stinking cute. I didn't cut any layers on the top. I wanted this to just be free and be wild. You can't even tell I have a closure, but the closure's in there.
You should just know, babe. You should just know. I've been thinking about it, praying for the week and make it run away. Looking for reasons for me to skip a plea. Sorry if the words I say they cut you deep. I ain't trying to do something that I don't mean. I say I'm done, I'm leaving.